The South Union Township Supervisors, in cooperation with Armstrong and Breezeline Cable, present the South Union Township Sports Network tonight from Mustang Field. It's girls soccer action as the Laurel Highlands Mustangs take on the Belle Vernon Leopards. South Union Township Sports Network coverage is brought to you as a joint cooperative venture featuring Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. I'm Brian Morozak with Billy Dice tonight, and we'll turn it over to our public address announcer, Jason Taylor, for tonight's starting lineups.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Mustang Field here on the campus of Laurel Highlands Senior High School for this evening's girls soccer match between the visiting Belle Vernon Leopards and your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. At this time, we would ask that everybody please rise. Gentlemen, remove your caps for the playing of our national anthem. Thank you. And now, for the starting lineups for this evening's match. First, for the visiting Belle Vernon Leopards, led by head coach Tracy Lovett, assistant coaches Doug McCaw and Sean Boyles. A senior on defense, number 15, Kaylin Lezama. A senior midfielder, number 10, Katara Rose. A midfielder, junior, number 5, Ava Butchkai. On defense, a junior, number 6, Samantha Mincone. A forward, a junior, number 54, Ava Scalise. In goal for the Leopards, a junior, number 99, Abigail Showman. A midfielder, junior, number 17, Grace West. A sophomore midfielder, number 18, Kelsey Roskovich. A freshman on defense, number 25, Sailor Lee. A freshman on defense, number 26, Courtney Martin. And a midfielder, a freshman, number 1, Abby Russell. And now, the starting lineup for your Laurel Highlands Mustangs. The Mustangs are led by head coach Denny Marzano and assistant coach Jacob Sabatul. A senior defender, Number 3, Addison Knows. A junior forward, number 5, Bree Marzano. A senior midfielder, number 7, Allie Knows. A senior defender, number 9, Madison Nicklow. A junior midfielder, number 10, Ellie Mancini. A senior forward, number 12, Jocelyn Radcliffe. A senior forward, number 13, Kate Chido. A senior midfielder, number 18, Madison McLean. A sophomore defender, number 25, Adriana Walker. And a sophomore midfielder, number 30, Morgan Ferris. And in goal for the Mustangs, a senior, number 46, Hannah Moore.
Just about set to go here at Mustang Field. The Laurel Highlands Mustangs and the Belle Vernon Leopards. Things actually cooling off. Game time temperature dropping into the mid-60s. Actually might see the 50s by tomorrow morning. Should be a lot of fun for the Leopards and the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Laurel Highlands 1-0 overall, 1-0 in conference play. They knocked off Uniontown in their opening game of the season by a score of 7-1. Belle Vernon fell to Thomas Jefferson, so they sit at 0-1. Both of these schools missed out on the playoffs last year. Belle Vernon finished 9-8-1 overall, 7-7 in the conference. Ended up finishing in 5th place and missed out on one of the top 4 playoff spots. Laurel Highlands missing the playoffs for the first time in 7 years. They went 7-9 overall, 5-9 in conference play. They split the season series last year. In fact, when Laurel Highlands defeated Belle Vernon 4-1 on this exact same day, August the 30th of 2022, that was the first time Laurel Highlands had knocked off Belle Vernon since October the 6th of 2004, a span of almost 18 years between Mustang wins over the Leopards, very similar to what we saw on Monday when the Uniontown boys knocked off Laurel Highlands, but the Leopards were able to knock off the Mustangs here at Mustang Field later on in the season. In the center circle, Ava Scalise for Belle Vernon, and we'll get this section game underway. The Leopards and the Laurel Highlands Mustangs here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Looks like it's going to give the Mustangs possession here first as Scalise backs off. And Laurel Highlands' Kate Chido will step in. Chido had a hat trick against Uniontown this past Monday here at Mustang Field. She'll try to continue her good form here against Belle Vernon this evening as we're underway. A little touch from Ellie Mancini. Was trying to set it off to Brianna Marzano on the far side. Was touched by Belle Vernon going out, so Laurel Highlands will keep possession. Brian Morozak alongside Billy Dice. Nice to have you along with us for a Wednesday night of high school soccer here in the South Union Township Sports Network as Mancini over the far boundary. That'll give the ball over to the Leopards, and they'll fire it in for the first time, working left to right as we describe it, looking for Ava Scalise. Laurel Highlands able to control from their back line. A little lob back to center. Ava Butchkai was there for Belle Vernon. Leopards trying to pick up possession here. And Kate Chido there for Laurel Highlands, battling with Belle Vernon's Katero Rhodes. Will get it up to Scalise. A little bump down on the far side and out of the range of Abby Russell. Going over that far boundary and outs. Connellsville, Elizabeth forward, Laurel Highlands, and TJ all opening game winners in the section. Elizabeth forward defeated Albert Gallatin 11-1. Connellsville won by 3 over Ringgold 5-2. Thomas Jefferson all over Belle Vernon 8-1. And we told you about Laurel Highlands' 7-0 win over the Uniontown Red Raiders. The Mustangs try to work out of their own zone, but Scalise with the steal there for Belle Vernon. Looking for a cross. She's double-teamed. And Morgan Ferris will try to work it out. The Mustangs, 7 seniors, 2 juniors, and 2 sophomores, and they're starting 11. Playing a 3-4-3 here today with Marzano, Radcliffe, and Chido up front. Allie knows Ellie Mancini, Madison McLean, and Morgan Ferris in the midfield. Addie knows Madison Nichol and Adriana Walker on the back line with Hannah Bohr in goal. The Mustangs working it up the field there. There's a little poke from Allie knows, got deflected down. Leopards look for the counterattack, but Allie able to get back on the ball, send it off to Marzano. Looking for a touch up there to Chido. Controlled by Sailor Lee on the Belle Vernon side. Lee looking for a little help as Marzano continues to pressure there for Laurel Highlands. Leopards with it on the far side. The Mustangs. Morgan Ferris stepping up, looking for Chido on the rundown. And Lee will take the safe route, sending it out of play for a Mustang throw-in. About 2.5 minutes in, and things are cool enough. Might be heading for the car to get a jacket here at halftime. Here's Chido looking for the cross out in front. Had Allie knows there, never got her away. Played back to Madison Nichol. Sends it high and wide on the far side and out of play. The 2 Mustang leading goal scorers from a year ago, Jocelyn Radcliffe and Kate Chido with 10 apiece. Mentioned Chido, a hat trick in the Mustang opening game. Jocelyn Radcliffe did not score in that game. Joss kind of had a tough offseason, went through a couple of injuries. Talking to her family, but I think she's starting to get healthy here as the high school season gets underway, and it's certainly a good sign for both Joss and this Laurel Highlands girls soccer program this year. And you look, a lot of familiar names back. In fact, the entire starting 11 here today saw significant minutes a season ago. I think the Mustangs certainly have a great shot at getting back into the WPIAL playoffs this year. As McLean, a little miss there trying to send it off to Morgan Ferris. So Belle Vernon will take over possession here in the Laurel Highlands zone. Right here in the background, the Laurel Highlands band actually practicing at the top of the hill, getting ready for Friday night's high school football game, Laurel Highlands and Belle Vernon. Have it for you both here on the South Union Township Sports Network and WMBS. Should be a lot of fun on Friday night. A little deflection going back here into goal. And Hannah Bohr making the save. Will take it out to the top of the 18 and blast it back to center. Jocelyn Radcliffe here on the near wing. Ball goes out of play. Last touch by the Leopards going out as Samantha Mincone was the last to get a piece of it. So the Mustangs will send a couple reinforcements forward this time. Get back into the attack here. A little stall getting everybody up. And Addie knows will trigger it in. Off to her right, off the body there of Madison Nichol. That's the Leopards with momentarily controlling the ball as Morgan Ferris will send it back. Looking for Chido. Might have been a dangerous play there, not called on the Belle Vernon side. Marzano down on the far wing, can't catch up to it. Go out of bounds off of Laurel Highlands and out, and the Leopards will trigger it back in. Leopards lost some big goals to graduation last season. Farrah Reeder had 104 career goals for Belle Vernon. Graduated in the offseason. It's a lot of numbers to make up for. Averaging 26 goals a season throughout her 4 years for the Leopards program. Now the Mustangs, a little open space here. Madison Nichol out of her own zone. Low ball going forward. Never found Radcliffe. Intercepted coming back by Belle Vernon's Rhodes with a little touch here on the near side from Kelsey Roskovich to the top of the box. Hannah Bohr making the save as she was fronted there by Ava Scalise for Belle Vernon. Mustangs on the near side. Addison knows. Spinning off of Abby Russell and coming forward over to Radcliffe. They weren't on the same page. Johnson able to knock it down. Throwing coming back here again for the Leps. Mincone sending it in. Went through Courtney Martin. No touch there from Rhodes again. Looking for Scalise. Open space on the backside, but Bohr able to make another save there for the Mustangs with Abby Russell bearing down. Russell only a freshman, much younger Belle Vernon team. They have 2 seniors, 5 juniors, 1 sophomore, and 3 freshmen. They're playing a 4-2-3-1 today with Scalise alone on the top. And you'll see Russell and Rhodes very involved as well. Mustangs pick it up almost 7 minutes in. This match still scoreless here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Scalise there for Belle Vernon, battling with Addie Nose for Laurel Highlands. Now picked up by the Mustangs' Ellie Mancini. She's a player. Down on the far side to Kate Chido, looking for the cross. Kate pulls up. Ball still in play. Leopards deflected out. Should be a Mustang corner kick here from the far side. And a prime scoring opportunity for Laurel Highlands. Almost 8 minutes in. Let's see who they send over to take the corner. Will be Madison McLean, Mustang senior captain. So McLean set to go. Line drive into the box. Comes through out in front. Almost deflected there by Mancini. Go out of play and back over to Belle Vernon. The Leps will make the first changes of the game. Making a couple of subs. Ball comes loose here on the near side. Picked up by Addie Nose for Laurel Highlands. Touch back to McLean. And now Allie Nose. Twin sisters. Both seniors now on this Laurel Highlands team. Radcliffe a little cross. Went off the body of Roskovich. And the Leopards get control back just for a moment. McLean there again for Laurel Highlands. Nose steps up. That's Allie. Now down to Radcliffe here on the near wing. A little sidewinder coming into Abby Showman, a junior keeper for Belle Vernon. And Showman will blast it out in the direction of Abby Russell, but controlled again by the Mustangs' Ellie Mancini. Niccolo a touch. Now reset on the back line to Morgan Ferris, looking for Marzano. Out of bounds on the far side for a Belle Vernon throw-in. Looked like they subbed off just for a moment Ava Scalise, but she's back into the match. Tessa Mertz also checked in on the Belle Vernon side, along with Peyton Walsh, number 4. So Mertz and Walsh seeing their first match action. Leopards have it right now, but Mancini with pressure forces the steal. Good ball down to Kate Chido, but ruled offsides. Flag up in the air on the backside. So the Leopards will have a free kick almost 10 minutes in. Mustangs will be in action here at home this coming weekend for the Laurel Highlands Coaches Association kickoff tournament. Mustangs playing 2 games against Waynesburg and Bentworth. Our next Laurel Highlands girls game here at home will be on the 11th against Thomas Jefferson. A goal kick here for the Mustangs. As Hannah Bohr will take it. She'll roll it out here on the near side of Madison McLean. Maddie directs traffic. Little blast forward. Headed back on the Belle Vernon side. For just a moment, a little collision in front of us. As you had Belle Vernon's Courtney Martin meeting Madison Niccolo on the Laurel Highlands side. And the infraction going on the Mustangs. So Belle Vernon will have a free kick here with Grace West, number 17, junior defender. Mustangs now pull back from the wall as West from about 40 yards out. Set to take the free kick. Little lob to the top of the 18, deflecting back to Bohr, who will scoop it up here for Laurel Highlands. And bore a little line drive back off the shoulder of a Leopard and then deflected over to Ellie Mancini. Mancini pressured and tripped up a Leopard there on the far side. Another Belle Vernon free kick coming here at the 28:06 mark of the first half. This match remaining scoreless here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Little one-hopper, board juggled, went into the back of the net. Wow. Goal from about 50 yards out on the free kick, mishandled by Bohr. And I believe that was Grace West that scored it, that took the free kick. And Belle Vernon striking first, leading 1-0. That's not the type of goal you want to concede if you're Laurel Highlands. They're coming here at the 27:55 mark of the first half. We'll wait for the official confirmation, but I think West took it. Leopards' numbers pretty small on their jerseys. You have a couple of the girls that actually have ponytails going over the numbers, which make them tough to spot from our location. We did get the confirmation that was Grace West scoring for Belle Vernon. And the Leopards a 1-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. Ava Scalise, a boot forward. Peyton Walsh trying to track it down.
Number 17, Grace West.
Mustangs in there to Ellie Mancini. He's looking for Chido and deflected out. The Mustangs, after winning 7-0 over Uniontown, finding themselves down 1-0 here against Belle Vernon. You mentioned the Leopards lost big to Thomas Jefferson in their opening match of the season. Let's see what type of answer the Mustangs have right now. Marzano down the far wing, trying to spring Chido. Slow there by Katera Rhodes. Now the Leopards again step up. Trying to lead the attack back. West again. Mustangs Niccolo winning the ball, trying to spring Radcliffe. Keep her way out there as Abby Showman. Little bump on the near side, trying to get it up to Kelsey Roskovich, who's the last to touch it. And Addie Knows will take the throw in here for Laurel Highlands. Addie on the lob in. Off the head of a Leopard, went back out, and Addie reloads again. Over to Madison Niccolo, deflected high in the air. Radcliffe trying to track it down, headed back out by the Leopards, and out of play again here on the near side for another Mustang throw-in. And a pair of substitutions, one on each side right now. With 25:31 left here in the first half. This game on the South Union Township Sports Network brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specials, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the law offices of Zebley Mahaloff & White, Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters, and the South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. I'm Brian Morozak, Billy Dice behind the camera. Nice to have you along with us for a Wednesday night of high school girls soccer. Belle Vernon leading Laurel Highlands 1-0. Addie Knows a little lob. Going out of play on the far side. Danica Lee seeing her first match action on the Belle Vernon side, and Rosie Amoroso, senior midfielder, checking in for Laurel Highlands. So Amoroso and Lee making their first appearances of the night. Goal kick here for the Leopards. Sent back to center, a little collision. Radcliffe looking for it, but controlled there by Danica Lee. Mustangs pick it up again with Mancini. Back to Niccolo. Far side intended for Marzano. The Leopards again send it back to center. The play whistled down. And I had a handball there on Adriana Walker. Another Belle Vernon free kick, so the Leopards the momentum right now. Opening goal scored by Grace West. Shot was actually from about 50 yards out. Little one-hopper that Hannah Bohr misplayed. Allowing Belle Vernon to strike first. Morgan Ferris defending there for the Mustangs, sending it out. Leopards make another change as head coach Tracy Lovett doing a nice job rotating her bench early on here. Deep roster for Belle Vernon. Over 30 girls on it. Trying to keep as many fresh legs out there as they can right now. They have a little pressure here inside the Mustang 18. A line drive blocked out in front. Laurel Highlands trying to work it out of their own zone. Walker finally able to clear it. Forward again to Chido, spinning it off to Radcliffe. Look out here. Jocelyn Radcliffe down the near boundary. Radcliffe still with it, but coming in defending. Good job there on the Belle Vernon side from Samantha Mincone to break it up. And Mincone sending down Radcliffe and putting a little run down the near wing. Looking forward, intended there for Peyton Walsh, but controlled by the Mustangs' Madison McLean. Back to Walker. Walker, a little bounce forward up to Ellie Mancini. Looking to heel it back, needed a little help, didn't get it. And Courtney Martin sending it back on the far side, intended for Abby Russell, and scooped back up again by Hannah Bohr. 18 minutes into this match. McLean. And now Addie knows. McLean again on the give and go as Maddie steps forward. Looking for Amoroso, who is setting the screen. And Maddie stays with it. Into the Leopard zone off a deflection. Radcliffe controls. While pinball's back to Joss again down on the near side. Radcliffe staying with it. Trying to make a move there around Mincone. Deflected back to Nicolo, still on the control. Settled there by Mancini. Swung over to Marzano. Brianna trying to work down on the far side. Navis Scalise, who started the game on the front line, now back defensively, sending it out of play. Back into Marzano. He's unable to control it there. And Belle Vernon will pick up possession again almost midway through this first half. Pretty sunset right now as well. See if Billy can capture that if we get a little break in the action. Late summer in southwestern Pennsylvania. Ferris a touch. Down to Marzano. And ascended forward again, broken up by the Leps. Belle Vernon looking for the counter attack. Short-lived there down the near side. Our next broadcast of Laurel Highlands Soccer will come your way next Thursday. We'll have the Mustang boys in action 1 week from tomorrow here at Mustang Field against Ringgold. 7:30 start to the match. Billy's back behind the camera. I'll have a play-by-play for you here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Little collision here at the top of the 18. Mustangs have to be careful, and finally Bohr able to scoop it up. And Hannah sending it back down to center. Bodied there by Chido. Now works off to her left. Pretty move around Grace West. Sending it forward, looking for Amoroso. Coming out of goal there, Abby Showman. Playing it back to center. Mancini trying to stay on it. Scalise another touch there for Belle Vernon. Leps try to work out of their own zone. Good pressure again from Amoroso. Touch from Nicolo. Forward to Radcliffe. Got around to Russell. Jocelyn trying to stay with it, but cleared out of bounds by Belle Vernon defender Mincone. Another throw in here for the Mustangs. Addie knows will take this one. Into Radcliffe. Radcliffe line drive. Going right back to Abby Showman. He's able to make the save there for Belle Vernon. Showman, a little lob going back to center. Nicolo looking to step up. Control there by Addie knows. Addie. Some fancy moves there. Touch from Mancini. Looking for Marzano. But sent out of play. by Sailor Lee for Belle Vernon. And another pair of substitutions, one on each side. With 18:50 left here in the first half, still a 1-0 lead for Belle Vernon over Laurel Highlands. That goal from Grace West still standing up on the Belle Vernon side. Mustangs trying to go quickly here with Ferris. Referees haven't given the go-ahead yet to resume. Now they do. They'll give and go back to Ferris. Lob in the box. Radcliffe going for a header. And picked up again by Abby Shellman. Mustangs a couple of token scoring opportunities. And Shellman hasn't really been tested heavily so far in the match. Scalise there again for Belle Vernon, trying to spring a striker in Russell. Russell now retreating, trying to get possession back for the Leopards, but it's Mancini controlling again for Laurel Highlands. Off to Walker, poked forward through Amoroso. Deflected back here on the near side as Chido tries to step up. Out of play and back over to the Leopards. It'll be Samantha Mincone taking this throw-in. Headed back by Addie, nose and out. Leopards try to help it along. McLean back over to Radcliffe. Another good ball there from Cameron McLean. So you have two McLeans in there right now. Cameron, the freshman midfielder, and Madison on the back line. I take it, Jason, they're sisters? Jason said he believes so. A little clear out from Scalise again. Seen a lot of families on this Mustang girls team over the last couple of years. Really triplets a couple of years back. Leopards looking for another run down the far side there with Roskovich. Scalise another touch, trying to step back up into the play. A little give and go. Scalise getting it back. As Belle Vernon looks for a little insurance here. Up 1-0. Near side, Courtney Martin with it. Martin shot with the left foot. Another low one in there on Bohr, who makes the save. Bohr sending it back to the Mustangs. Ellie Mancini was looking for Marzano. Controlled again by the Leopards. Another little give and go. Back down the far side, but the play ruled out of bounds. Over the far boundary and out. Another Mustang substitution. Down to 16 minutes left in this first half. Belle Vernon a 1-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. A number of the members of this Belle Vernon girls soccer team actually spent some time this summer in both Ecuador and the Galapagos Islands. Yes, the Galapagos Islands. You swim with the turtles there, Billy. You were down the Galapagos Islands before? Our good buddy Jared Bozick's son Jackson was with that group too, went down there to the Galapagos Islands. That'd be an entertaining trip over the summer. And a member of this Belle Vernon team already committing to play in the next level, Katera Rhodes, will be playing next year at St. Vincent College. Congratulations to Katera. St. Vinny's commit. Madison McLean trying to play it forward over to sister Cameron. Rosie Amoroso trying to come forward as well. Leopards get a little control back. Looking for Courtney Martin. And Ellie Mancini come back for the Mustangs. Down to Chido. Here's Kate Chido. Hat trick on Monday. Looking for another goal here tonight. Little cross out in front. You have Taylor Irwin in the box. Irwin picked up a goal against Uniontown. Couldn't get a shot away that time. And the Leopards a little open field here on the counter attack, but well defended by Addie Nose. A poke from Mincone. And the battle on there is Cameron McLean was trying to win it from Lila Miller. Out of bounds on the far side. The Leopards ball. As we got under 14 minutes left here in the first half. That one deflected out of play. And Bobby Ruggieri confirms that Cam and Maddie are sisters as well. Thanks for watching, Bobby. I don't think she ever misses one of our broadcasts. Tim Mahoney also on the line tonight as well. Watching Mustang soccer. Thanks for tuning in, Tim. We'll have a corner kick here for the Leopards. Or maybe it will be a throw-in. Depending where that ball went out of play on the far side. And the Leopards had too many players on the field, too. Or force out here for some reason. Unless one of the players had blood on their jerseys. That was a referee-ordered sub out. We didn't have any cards issued. At least that I saw. Now the Leopards looking for another one. Throwing into the box. Mustangs try to head it out. Amoroso there. Partial fan. And a low ball forward. And the Mustangs, Kate Chido picking it back up. Here's Chido out of her own zone. Has Radcliffe ahead and sends it in Joss's direction. Jocelyn Radcliffe down the near wing. Running it down, trying to pull back up, and misplayed there, but it was deflected off of Belle Vernon. It appears maybe not. The referees will say it did go off of Radcliffe and out, so it'll be Belle Vernon's ball. And Belle Vernon 9-8-1 last season, 7-7 in conference play. Rare miss for them in the postseason. Had a great year back in 2019. Lost in the WPIAL semis. Also lost a PIAA play-in game to West Allegheny. You mentioned last year was the first time in a 7-year period that Laurel Highlands missed out on the playoffs as well after qualifying in 6 straight seasons. Still haven't picked up that playoff win they've been looking for with a lot of experience back this year. You never know. They might be able to pick it up here in 2023. Addie knows. We'll take another throw in here. This is deflected out. Maybe not. They're going to sub her out. And it'll be Alexa Taylor seeing her first match action. Last year in the section, Thomas Jefferson won it at 13-1. And went 17-3 overall. Elizabeth Ford finished in second place, 15-3, 15-3-1 overall, 12-1-1 in the conference. Ringgold finished in third at 11-7-1 overall, 8-5-1 in the conference. And Connellsville picked up the final playoff spot, 8-10 overall, 8-6 in conference play. Belle Vernon finished in fifth, 7-7. Laurel Highlands in sixth at 5-9. Albert Gallatin 2-12, and Uniontown 0-14. Lady Raiders went 0-17 for the season last year. A little battle here, top of the box. Calise gets it back. Was that a handball in the box? It was close. Now a little deflection there from Addie Nose. I mean, you should have a corner kick here, unless they rule a foul at the top of the box. Looking for the ball here as we go under 10 minutes left in regulation. Will be a corner. Will be taken this time by Danica Lee, number 20. So Lee to take it. She's actually going to move the flag. And Lee looking for a little help. High lob, side of the box. Mustangs good clear out from Taylor Irwin. The ball just sitting there in open space. Scalise there on the Belle Vernon side with a little poke. But Madison McLean will control there for the Mustangs. Boot forward in the direction of Amoroso. Now the Leopards able to settle it back on their defensive line once again. For just a moment until the Mustangs bring Kate Chido. The keeper Abby Showman out of the box, just sending it out, allowing the Leopards to get a few more defenders back. Alexa Taylor to take the throw in here for the Mustangs. Got into Cameron McLean, excuse me. Now here's Adriana Walker. Leopards again get another poke here with 8:33 left in the first half. Just the lone goal from Grace West on the Belle Vernon side so far in this one. Another stoppage, might have been a handball there. Free kick for Laurel Highlands, taken by Madison McLean. Over to the top of the 18. Kate Chido stepping in. Chido staying with it. Chido with a little cross out in front. Low ball, just going back to the keeper, Showman, who was last to touch it going out. Kind of a misplay there from Showman, allowing Laurel Highlands to get another corner kick opportunity. And Addie Nose will take the corner. So Addie puts it down. Mustangs break towards goal. Radcliffe going for the header, keeping possession. Back in Nose's direction. Addie stepping back into the box. Cleared back out by the Leps. Walker there for Laurel Highlands, trying to keep it alive in the left zone. Send it out of play, and Belle Vernon getting possession back with 7:11 left here in the first half. Still 1-0 lead for Belle Vernon over Laurel Highlands here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Gonna have to thank our sponsors on the network tonight. Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis & Davis Attorneys at Law, the Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes, SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health, Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 north of Uniontown, the UPMC Rehabilitation Institute, and physical therapist Jim Burns, United Bank, the law offices of Zebley, Mahaloff, and White, Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters, and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Addie Nose off on the far side. Will poke back into the box. Another cross that never got in Abby Showman's direction. Walker there for the Mustangs. Retreating once again. Madison McLean poking up to her sister Cameron. Addie Nose again. Now Walker and Madison McLean playing catch. Down on the near side, and that pass a little bit too far for Alexa Taylor. Another Belle Vernon substitution. Now Samantha Mincone will take this throw in. Light taking their full effects right now. The sun fully set in the distance. See a little bit of that sunset here tonight at Mustang Field. Laurel Highlands with possession. Chido. Touch for Mancini. Give and go. Back in Kate's direction. Poke from Morgan Ferris. Another scoop up from Abby Showman. We got under 5 minutes left here in the first half. No collision. And a breakout here on the left side from Mincone. The Mustangs win it back. Taylor Irwin there on the Laurel Highlands side. Irwin got subbed on in place of Brianna Marzano. A couple of minutes back. Mustangs looking for fresh legs in the direction of Radcliffe. Unable to control. Mancini, a little settle back. Play there by Ferris. Was looking again for Radcliffe, who just lost the scoreboard. We got it back. A little glitch. All the lights going out in you, Jason. comes free to Alexa Taylor. Over to Radcliffe. Now Taylor again. Poked out of play. Officials rule Laurel Highlands ball. Going back to Madison McLean again. A misplay there from Adriana Walker. Leopards had it momentarily. Walker getting it back again. Some token pressure from Peyton Walsh. Sent off on the far side to Irwin. Controlled back by Belle Vernon's Ava Scalise. Scalise stepping up. Ellie Mancini there. Poked down a play with 3:08 left in the first half. Leopards looking for insurance. Mustangs looking for the equalizer. Walker taking the safe route, sending it out of play with Mincone pressuring. Have the Leopards throwing. Mustangs really haven't had too many opportunities so far in this one. I've headed to the locker room and trying to dial up something else for the second half. Head coach Denny Marzano starting his third year at the helm of the Laurel Highlands program. One deflecting wide. New assistant coach Jacob Sabatula helping out this year along with Tammy Marzano, and goaltending coach Jacob Campbell. They called him Soup Campbell when he played here at Laurel Highlands on the boys program. One of the best keepers in quite some time to come through Laurel Highlands. Is always solid. Laurel Highlands looking for a little rush up here. That's Cameron McLean. Touched by Mancini. Looking for Chido. The through ball never got in her direction. As Roskovich had the breakup. Here's Addie Nose again. Mustangs reset on their defensive line. Ferris up to Alexa Taylor. Taylor back into the Leopard zone. Nice passing there, trying to send it up to Chido. Chido staying with it. I believe that was poked out of play by Belle Vernon Sailor Lee. Will be a Laurel Highlands throw-in as we approach the 1 minute mark of the first half.
1 minute remaining on the half.
Alexa Taylor to take the throw-in. Goes to the top of the 18. Leopards a little poke back to center. Body there by Adriana Walker. Over to Addie Nose. They're looking for Irwin on that far wing. Leopards knocked it out of play. 35 seconds left in the first half. Mustangs looking for Chido, headed out again. Laurel Highlands has to go quickly here, down to 28 seconds left. Again sent in Chido's direction, deflected away from Ferris. Leopards play it back on the far side. Walker stepping up. Touch again from Addie Nose. Now Walker again. Line drive forward. 13 seconds left. Laurel Highlands looking for one last rush here. Madison McLean. 5 seconds left. They're not going to get a shot away here before the end of the first half. So just one goal from Grace West, the difference. And Belle Vernon a 1-0 lead over Laurel Highlands. Again, our coverage here today, courtesy of Smith Lewis Chess CPAs in Uniontown, Davis and Davis attorneys at law, the Sprouse Insurance Group, and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI Specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture, Route 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute and physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank, the law offices of Zebley Mahaloff and White. The Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. 1-0 your halftime score. Belle Vernon over Laurel Highlands. Back with the second half in about 10 minutes here on the South Union Township Sports Network. We're back here at Mustang Field, just about ready to start the second half. Brian Rozak along with Billy Dice tonight. The Belle Vernon Leopards a 1-0 lead over the Laurel Highlands Mustangs. Appreciate you joining us here on the South Union Township Sports Network. Lone goal scored by Grace West on a free kick at the 27:55 mark of the first half. Really haven't had a lot of scoring opportunities on either side. Billy and I were actually talking about that a little bit at halftime. See if those opportunities pick up a little bit here in the second half. And if you're watching this match on Breezeline or Armstrong Cable, I'd like to let you know that all of the South Union Township Sports Network games and programs are available live online. It's easy to find. Just log on to the South Union Township Facebook page. It's facebook.com/South Union TV. You can also sign up for notifications anytime we go live. We also archive all of the games on the South Union Township YouTube page as well for on-demand viewing at any time. And the Leopards had the first crack at it, but they'll lose it here on the near side. Marzano, who was subbed out late in the first half, back in there for Laurel Highlands. Leopards poking that one out. Mustangs getting control back there. Morgan Ferris on the throw-in. Into Mancini. Now Ferris again. Resetting on her defensive line. Adriana Walker. Spun back over to Madison McLean. Now Maddie stepping up. Little line drive that got blocked down there by Belle Vernon. Deflected back over to Madison Nicolo. And now Ellie Mancini on the near wing trying to spring Marzano. Seeing good speed on the Belle Vernon defensive side. Grace West, who had the lone goal, breaking that one up and sending it out. Morgan Ferris to reload here again for Laurel Highlands. Bounced in to Kate Chido. Chido hemmed up there in the corner. Able to get it back. Chido working off to her left, back into the box. Little poke back to the top of the 18. Deflected off of Nose. Played back to Madison McLean. Now Madison looked to go to her right. And forward there again to Ellie Mancini. Ferris, a low ball. Back with Marzano. Now Ferris again down the near boundary. Ball stays in play for now. And then the Leopards' Grace West sends it out. And really actually off of Ferris and out. So West will take the throw-in. Back down on the near side. Tended there for Peyton Walsh. And whistled down with 37:45 left in regulation time. Still a 1-0 lead for Belle Vernon over Laurel Highlands. Leps back on it. Peyton Walsh trying to angle it off to her right. Mancini knocking it down there for the Mustangs. Back to Madison McLean. And now Addie Nose. Over to Allie Nose. Addie again. Intercepted there by Abby Russell. Leopards leading the attack back. Short-lived that time. And the Mustangs can't make any hay coming back. Leopards deflected out just over 3 minutes. In the second half, still a 1-0 lead for Belle Vernon over Laurel Highlands. Brian Morozak alongside Billy Dice. We're back here Friday night, simulcast with WMBS for the Laurel Highlands football game against Belle Vernon. Their time set for 6. Kickoff set for 7. I'll have Steve Superk with me. I'll have Sarah Camp behind the camera on Friday. Tony Hanola, mayor of Hopwood, be helping us out as well. Certainly be a tough game for the Mustangs against last year's 3A state champs. Quentin Martin and company coming to town. Laurel Highlands here with a little run from Walker. Ran into Scalise. Off to her left again to Allie Nose. Allie double-teamed. Lost the ball there again to the Leopards. Here's Scalise. Nothing on her left. Goes back to her right. We'll send it down the far side. Peyton Walsh trying to track it down. Madison McLean defending. Pulls it back to Hannah Board. Now Madison again. Low ball on the far side off to Addie Nose. Touch from Sister Allie. Looking for Addie again. Getting back there is Jocelyn Radcliffe trying to help out. But the Leopards again find the loose ball. Again, Belle Vernon doesn't have to attack quite as much at this point of the match as Laurel Highlands does. Down 1-0. Just haven't seen a lot out of this Mustang offense so far tonight after they exploded for 7 goals against Uniontown on Monday. The opportunities have been few and far between against this Belle Vernon team. Looking to make up a little lost ground here with Allie Nose and able to send it down to Jocelyn Radcliffe. Again, got broken up. You discredit that Belle Vernon defensive line. They've limited balls getting to the keeper, Abby Showman, tonight. Leopards another throw-in on the far side. Sent wide again to Scalise. Looking there for Russell. Broken up by Nicolo. Up to Kate Chido. Pulls it in. Run down the near side. Trying to get it to Marzano. Off a little deflection. Chido finds it again. Good ball to Radcliffe, but she can't get a piece of it. Mustangs had it wide open on the far side. The keeper, Showman, was beat, but Joss unable to knock it down, and the ball goes wide for a Belle Vernon goal kick. Well set up. Laurel Highlands unable to finish. Net was wide open. That's one of those ones you'll have nightmares about tonight. Especially if you don't come back. There's Marzano pulling it back again to Mancini. Both have seen significant minutes for Laurel Highlands since their freshman year. Mancini, good blast from 25 right on Showman, who deflects it wide on the near side. Will be a Laurel Highlands corner kick. So finally, the Mustang offense getting ramped up here a little bit. They'll send Adriana Walker down to take the corner. Good job there from Billy, readjusting the camera, getting that corner in shot. And Walker will take it here from the near side. A little line drive out in front. Leps send it out. So we'll do this once again. Walker just needs a ball. 32-23 left here in regulation time. Haven't had a card issued yet in this game. Been rather clean. Couple of fouls, but not much. Here's Walker again. Mustangs breaking towards the goal. Comes in on a high cross that again deflects out on the far side. Like a Showman lost it there for a minute. And who was the last to touch it? I think it went off of Belle Vernon. No, maybe not. It'll be a goal kick. Mustangs are coming back over to that far corner flag. Thought they might get a third crack at it. Officials say no. The Mustangs have certainly had more of the ball here in the second half. Had 2 good scoring opportunities. Looking for another one here with Kate Chido. Chido, top of the box. Kate's shot partially blocked there by Scalise. Radcliffe stays with it and just sends it wide on the far side. Jocelyn Radcliffe, oh so close. Now 3 scoring opportunities for the Mustangs here in the opening 9 minutes of the second half. They still can't beat Abby Showman. They're getting closer. You have to like the fact they've kind of ramped up the attack a bit. Looking for the equalizer in this match. If they get it to 1-1, it'll certainly force some tactical changes from Tracy Lovett and Belle Vernon. Mancini, nice little dance around. Little leave off here to Allie Nose. Coming forward again to Kate Chido. Chido, another pretty move. Chido from 25 on the blast. Misses wide here on the near side. So the Mustangs continuing with the pressure. Keeping Showman busy. She was pitching a tent in the first half. Didn't have a lot of action in her way. The Mustangs continue with possession here again. Allie Nose. Over to Radcliffe. Here's Joss stepping up again. But Scalise on the intercepts. Pulling it back to Addie Nose. And the Mustangs go back to go forward. They reset from their defensive line again with Adriana Walker. Walker on the breakouts. Ran into Abby Russell. Russell only a freshman. Taking it out on the near side. And we'll get a throw in here from Morgan Ferris. Ferris bouncing it out to Brianna Marzano. Now Ferris again. Over to Adriana Walker. Now Maddie McLean. Maddie stepping up. Russell slows down the attack. Maddie a little slide back in. Help there with Mancini. Pulled back from Ferris. On the far side, after getting the feed from Walker, Addie Nose steps back up. Give and go with her sister, Allie. Allie kind of got hemmed in there. Leopards find the ball again. Played back to Walker. Belle Vernon, some numbers coming back here on a 4-on-3, but the Mustangs slow down the attack. A little turn back. No one home here on the near side for Belle Vernon. Ball sails out of play for Laurel Highlands throwing. 12 minutes into the second half. In just one goal, and it came very early on. From about 50 yards out on a free kick, Grace West scoring for Belle Vernon. A little one-hopper over the head of the Mustang keeper, Hannah Bohr. Laurel Highlands an opportunity here. Kate Chido. Chido on the run-up. Chido into the box. Chido with a shot into the back of the net, and we're tied at 1. Kate Chido, who had a hat trick against Uniontown on Monday, ties this match at 1 here at the 27:50 mark of the second half. You can see that was coming. Laurel Highlands had amped up the pressure here in the opening 13 minutes of the second half. And finally, Chido gets the equalizer at the 27:50 mark to tie this match at 1. Well set up by Laurel Highlands. Chido, who was tied for the team lead last year with 10 goals, already now with 4 so far this season. And the match tied at 1. Mustangs looking to get to 2-0 on this season. Belle Vernon looking to get back to 500 after an opening match loss against Thomas Jefferson. Marzano back down on the near wing. The momentum certainly in the direction of Laurel Highlands right now. Will be a Belle Vernon throw-in. West to take it. Looking there for Russell. Marzano trying to add the pressure. Rhodes sending it out of play there on the Leopard side. Morgan Ferris quickly back in. Over to Madison Niccolo. Low ball out in front. Off a deflection. Mancini getting a piece of it. Marzano back to Mancini. Mancini stepping up on the cross. Intercepted there by Scalise. Was able to clear it back to Morgan Ferris. Marzano another touch from Ferris. Trying to get it back to the top of the 18. Broken up again by Rhodes. Another deflection on the near side. Marzano finds it. Ferris sends it forward. Down to Mancini. Mancini, side of the box, a little poke. And the save made again from Abby Showman. Mustangs continue to keep Showman busy. Almost 14 minutes into the second half. Match now tied at 1. Rhodes on the boot down the far side. Hattie knows defending, getting possession there for the Mustangs. Off on the far side and able to connect on a pass. Leopards go back wide here to Abby Russell. Running into Ferris. Played back to Scalise. Moved down at the top of the box. Walker playing it back to Bohr. On the breakout looking for Nicolo. Intercepted by Lila Miller for Belle Vernon. And now Scalise again. Battle ensuing here as Madison McLean trying to spin off of Emily Karbowski. Does just that. Comes forward. Madison McLean's run was broken down. Ferris another crack at it. The Mustangs continue to try to get back in that Leopard zone. Little lob here for Belle Vernon. Pulling it back to Abby Russell here on the near wing. Scalise again. Tara Rhodes also in the vicinity on the Belle Vernon side. Ball deflected out of play off of Laurel Highlands and out. Now Abby Russell will check out. I think that's Alexa Lozama checking in. No, check that. That's 2 Michaela Harger into the match. Leopards couldn't take advantage of possession. Mancini sending it off to Cameron McLean, who's back in. Allie knows, turned it over. But Allie gets another opportunity. Stepping up on the far side. Little battle there. Ball goes out of play for Laurel Highlands throwing. With 23:42, and actually be a free kick foul call there on the Leopards. 23:37 now left in regulation time. It's dropped off to Adriana Walker. Looking for Rosie Amoroso. Amoroso picks it up. Trying to find Shido. Goes out of play. You mentioned Jocelyn Radcliffe battling with some injuries throughout the summer. Hasn't had quite the impact we're sometimes used to from Joss, but I think as she continues to get healthy, we'll see her more involved here as the season progresses on the Laurel Highlands side. Clear out there from Morgan Ferris. 22:45 left in regulation time. Still tied at 1. Leopards and the Mustangs. Cameron McLean. And trying to free it up to Chido. Mustangs get possession again. Touch from Mancini, but you have Harger there on the other side. Michaela Harger for Belle Vernon. An opportunity now for the Leopards in the box. And a collision, look out there. That was inside the 18-yard box. Get any kind of a foul there, it would be a penalty kick. That was Kelsey Roskovich down there on the Belle Vernon side. Sailor Lee to take this throw in. Lee gets it into the box, headed back out. Mustangs trying to clear it out. It goes high in the air and out of play. Another throw in for Belle Vernon. That one was taken by Sailor Lee. Leopards top of the box. Whistle. What do we got here? Foul on Belle Vernon. They initiated the contact. It was midway through the second half, tied at 1. Low ball there from Taylor Irwin. Pulled down by Ellie Mancini between defenders. Looking for Marzano and deflected back. Walker retreating, just sending it out of play. It's Belle Vernon throw-in taken again by Lee. Went over Mertz and scooped up by Hannah Bohr. And Bohr will send it back to center. And Sailor Lee off to Scalise. And scooped up again by Bohr. With a striker bearing down. Bohr, good kick back there to center. Amoroso. A lob around Scalise. Leopards a little poke back forward. Laurel Highlands trying to sit it up there with Marzano. Settled down by Mancini. Ran into Lazama. Lazama, one of those Leopards who kind of blocks her number with a ponytail. Not doing us any favors up here in the press box. Jessa Mertz there. A little token pressure on the Belle Vernon side. Cameron McLean sending it forward. We've kind of gotten into a little rut again as far as scoring opportunities here. A lot of the play just through the midfield now on both sides. After the Mustangs had a lot of pressure in the opening 10 minutes of the second half. Got the equalizer from Kate Shido. Now we'll see who can take a 2-1 lead. Shido getting another touch. Looking for operating room. Playing it back to Cameron McLean. Now Sister Madison. Angled off to Morgan Ferris. A battle here on the near side with Cameron McLean again. A whistle for a Belle Vernon substitution. With 18:20 left in regulation time. Match still tied at 1. Brian Morozek with Bill Dice behind the camera tonight on the South Union Township Sports Network. Nice to have you along with us. Leopards send it back to Showman. Marzano trying to step up. Low ball there from Mancini. And had a play here on the near side. Get our match brought to you by Smith Lewis Chess, CPAs in Uniontown. Davis & Davis, attorneys at law. The Sprouse Insurance Group and insurance agent David Hughes. SWGI specialist, now a part of U.S. Digestive Health. Chesler's Fine Furniture at 51 north of Uniontown. The UPMC Rehabilitation Institute. And physical therapist Jim Burns. United Bank. The law offices of Zebley Mahaloff and White. The Laurel Highlands Girls Soccer Boosters and South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon, and Jason Scott. Here's Marzano, settling it back to Ferris. And sent out a play here on the near side. Now Ferris will send it back in now for the Mustangs, excuse me. You had Mertz there on the Belle Vernon side. A pair of substitutions again, exiting Harger for Belle Vernon, Marzano for Laurel Highlands. Radcliffe back in on the Mustang side. They've been limiting her minutes just a little bit. Trying to get her back in form. It'll be Belle Vernon ball. Throw-in taken there by Sailor Lee. And played back to Walker, looking for a wide pass that was out of the range of Taylor Irwin. 16:08 left in regulation. Now Vernon reloads again. Goes right back to Addison Nose. Leopards try to run another one down that's too far over the back line. For a Mustang goal kick. Nice to have our buddy Jared Bozick checking in on the live stream. Jared, we were talking about the Galapagos Islands earlier. The trip your son took along with some members of the Belle Vernon girls soccer team. That'd be quite an experience. Jared, a big fan of our broadcast here on South Union TV and WMBS. Uniontown grad is Jared. Leopards take the throw-in and try to set up the attack there, trying to spring Peyton Walsh. But the Mustangs on the counter-attack, and Jocelyn Radcliffe along with Kate Chido, both breaking forward. Chido on it now as Radcliffe to her left, pulls up, works back in that direction. Radcliffe is there, a little boot just going wide on the far side. Twice here in the second half. Radcliffe has had great opportunities. You'd have to think that she's going to get one before too late. Mustangs get on the ball, retreating. Walker again. Adriana Walker stepping up. That one deflected out. And the Belle Vernon bench. Tracy Lovett, longtime head coach of the Belle Vernon Leopards. Doug McCullough and Sean Boyles, her assistants. Mentioned Denny Marzano back as Laurel Highlands head coach for a third straight season. Jacob Sabatul and Jacob Campbell, Soup Campbell, on the coaching staff this season. Tough loss for the Laurel Highlands boys here on Monday, falling to Uniontown. The first Uniontown winner for Laurel Highlands in 19 years. We mentioned when Laurel Highlands girls last year won at Belle Vernon. It was the first time they had knocked off the Lady Leps in 18 years. They've had some streaks broken here over the last couple of seasons. Hannah Bohr scooping that one up. Back in the direction of Adriana Walker. Touch from Chido. Both Kate Chido and Cameron McLean involved there. As Laurel Highlands tries to reset from their back line again. Walker coming forward. Touch from Allie Nose. Allie again, another poke towards goal. Scooped up by Abby Showman, the Belle Vernon keeper. 12:30 left in regulation time. Again, if the match would be tied at the end of regulation, we'd play two 10-minute overtime periods. It would be a golden goal situation, so the first team to score would win. We wouldn't play out the entire length of time. If the match would remain tied at that point, then it would just be declared a tie. No shootout in the regular season. We would have a shootout situation if it was a postseason match, but not here in the regular season. And we'll see if we can get a late goal here in the final 12 minutes or so. That one angled back in the direction of Kate Chido. Scalise slowing down the run and sending it out of play. Morgan Ferris back into Radcliffe. And actually had a record setter last night on the Belle Vernon boys soccer team. Get to that in just a moment. And you had Addy Nose go down on the play there for the Mustangs. We play on now, a little collision there on the side of the box. As Kate Chido battling. Just rolled out of bounds there off of Belle Vernon, and out, so the Mustangs reload again. Ellie Mancini in traffic battling there with Peyton Walsh. Another quick whistle. But Trevor Kovac yesterday for the Belle Vernon boys team had 7 goals in a 7-0 win over Southmoreland. It was a Belle Vernon school record, 7 goals in a game. Bryce Burkhart got the clean sheet in goal. So congratulations to Trevor Kovac. 7 goals last night against Southmoreland, a new Belle Vernon school record. Play whistle down here, foul on the Mustangs. A free kick here for the Leopards as we approach the 10-minute mark of the second half. I think you might have Ellie Mancini down here on the Laurel Highlands side. You do. Mancini down on one knee. Let's see if we get an injury stoppage. Ball goes out of play, and we will. Mancini now struggling, getting to the sidelines. A lot of the ball goes through Ellie this year. Not good news there on the Laurel Highlands side. Madison Niccolo coming out, seeing if she needs assistance. Coming to the sidelines. Clock stopped with 9:58 left here in the second half. Grace West got the scoring started at the 27:55 mark of the first half. Kate Chido got the equalizer at the 27:50 mark of the second half. So the 2 goals scored at almost the exact same point of the 2 respective halves in this game. Now Mancini going over for treatment. We're back underway. Match still tied at 1. Misplay there on the Laurel Highlands side as Madison Niccolo couldn't keep it in. Leopards trying to reset. And they turn it over in front of the Mustang bench. Laurel Highlands from their back line. Back over to Niccolo's, occupying that space that Mancini usually has on the Laurel Highlands side. Morgan Ferris trying to set up Chido. Belle Vernon on the counterattack. Their low ball out of the range of St. Vincent recruit Katera Rhodes. Niccolo back on the other side for the Mustangs, trying to spring Radcliffe and Chido. Be Chido first to the ball. Kate Chido, top of the box, takes the shot and puts it right in the corner of the net to give Laurel Highlands a 2-1 lead. 2 from Chido tonight. She has the brace, and the Mustangs lead by 1 with 8:44 left in regulation. Looking for a come-from-behind win. Chido now 5 on the season already for Laurel Highlands. And now the Mustangs will try to protect a 1-goal lead. Well, this one has not been easy tonight. Grace West scored the opening goal at the 27:55 mark of the first half. The Mustangs trailed until the 27:50 mark of the second half when Kate Chido tied the game at 1, and now Chido putting the Mustangs on top 2-1 with another goal here at the 8:44 mark of the second half, and now we'll see if Laurel Highlands can hang on and pick up the win to get to 2-0 both overall and in the conference. That one out of the range of Jocelyn Radcliffe. Again, Laurel Highlands will play a pair of non-conference games here at home on Saturday, part of the Laurel Highlands Coaches Association kickoff tournament. Our next broadcast here on the network will be the Laurel Highlands boys in action a week from tomorrow against Ringgold. Well, the Laurel Highlands girls back against Thomas Jefferson on September the 11th. That'll be a Monday night. Waynesburg and Bentworth will be the Laurel Highlands opponents here on Saturday. And usually those are shorter matches than the normal regulation time of 80 minutes, with it being 2 matches in one day. Jason Taylor telling me it was 35-minute halves, so it'll be a 70-minute match instead of a normal 80-minute match. A little push called from behind there as Peyton Walsh initiated the contact there on Cameron McLean. And the Mustangs will have a free kick. Madison takes it. Pinball's back. Taylor Irwin had a shot at it. Cameron McLean also there. We'll go out of play with 6:35 to play. Temperature cooling off here at Mustang Field. I need a jacket at the school bus stop in the morning. Laurel Highlands having it poked out of play there on the far side. Alexa Taylor to reload again. I threw that one back, I think looking for Addie Nose, who did get a piece of it, and went right towards the keeper, Abby Showman. Showman making the save and booting it back to center. Taylor Irwin trying to make a little hay there again in front of the Belle Vernon bench. For the Mustangs, you can afford to take a little more time off the clock on some of these possessions. A little collision there on the far side. Madison McLean trying to get back defensively as Belle Vernon looks for a run. Laurel Highlands doing a nice job there, getting a couple of reinforcements back, slowing down the Belle Vernon attack, but the Leopards will still have another throw in here with 5:10 to play. Leopards fire another one into the box. Might have been a handball as it bounced up and I think caught Grace West there. Up a little high. So the Leps turn it over. The Mustangs, a little free kick coming back. Couldn't get much possession time out of it. A little pass going through Peyton Walsh in an open space. Go over the near boundary and out. Last touch by the Leopards, so Morgan Ferris will take the throw-in. Ferris sending it in to Taylor Irwin. And Ferris again. Bodied down in traffic by Grace West. Leopards looking for a little more pressure here out of Katera Rhodes. But turned over. Morgan Ferris coming back for the Mustangs. Looking for Chido again. Slowed down there by West. And Morgan Ferris will take another throw-in now for Laurel Highlands. On the near side, touched by Chido. And lost out of play. Again off of Belle Vernon and out. So Ferris reloads with 3:35 to play. Irwin going wide of the freshman Cameron McLean. Picked up by Abby Russell for Belle Vernon. They'll play it up looking for Katera Rhodes. Cameron McLean another poke. Back on the foot of Morgan Ferris. Knocked down by Chido. Turned over in the direction of Irwin. Down the near side again. Irwin winning possession back. On a little poke. Radcliffe again on the doorstep. See if Joss can knock it down. Joss looking to gain control. And ruled it out of play though. And off of Radcliffe and out. So we'll be Belle Vernon ball. With 2:50 left here in the second half. And the Mustangs leading the Leopards by a score of 2-1. It's played up to Peyton Walsh. Low ball intercepted by Addie Nose. Madison Niccolo a touch over to Jocelyn Radcliffe. 2:30 left. Mustangs just looking for possession time right now, leading by a goal. Be a big win here, considering the fact that both Belle Vernon and Laurel Highlands, probably as far as preseason projections go, middle-of-the-pack teams. And a win like this could go a long way in determining who's in and who's out of the WPIAL playoffs as we get into mid-October. Games against teams like Belle Vernon, Ringgold, Connellsville. Could be those swing games. Of course, you not taking anything away from any of the programs in the section, but Albert Gallatin and Uniontown have struggled over the last couple of years. Those gotta-have-it games. Cameron McLean back over to Radcliffe, 1:40 to play. Belle Vernon defender went down for a moment. Radcliffe trying to regain. You can tell by Joss's play, she's been around the block, heady player. Played some summer ball for the Beadling team. With that program for a number of years. Leopard just send it out. 1:10 left. Now if you have a Laurel Highlands throw in here, you can take a little time here to get it back in as we go under a minute left. He wasted 5 or 6 seconds there. Had he played it off of Belle Vernon again. And Alexa Taylor can take her time, running over to the track there and send it back. Another 5 or 6 seconds off the clock. Just smart play out of the Mustangs. Will Cross trying to get back into the box. And the Leopards are lucky. They'll have one last rush coming back if they can get possession. Again off of Belle Vernon and out. Addie Knowles will hand off to teammate Alexa Taylor. You can do that here late. Now Taylor, do I want to go that way? Yeah, I'll finally send it in. Over to Cameron McLean. Mustangs looking like they might hang on here. One last rush for Belle Vernon. Down the far side, Laurel Highlands gets control. A little boot back. And that should be enough to do it. Down to 4, down to 3. And the Laurel Highlands Mustangs will improve to 2-0 on the season. A come from behind 2-1 win over the Belle Vernon Leopards tonight. So Belle Vernon drops to 0-2 overall, 0-2 in conference play. 2 goals from Kate Chido, and now has 5 goals on the season. And Laurel Highlands off to a nice start this season with a 2-1 win over the Belle Vernon Leopards tonight. Our broadcast, a cooperative venture featuring South Union Township Supervisors Bob Schiffbauer, Rick Vernon and Jason Scott, Breezeline Cable, Armstrong Cable, and our friends at CUTV, including Gary Smith. Again, I'm Brian Morozak with Billy Dice, your final score, Laurel Highlands 2 and Belle Vernon 1. So long, everybody, from Mustang Field.